Heartless. Your heart has been replaced. You cannot be poisoned. And filters in your heart will also regulate bleeding and healing, allowing all healing items, chems, to function at a higher level. Alright, so I might not replace my heart. Where's my spine? Alright, your torso can no longer be crippled, and your strength... I might not replace anything else. I might leave it all out. I don't know. What's the, I don't know. Let's see if we can find out. Lost the spineless perk. Reinforced spine. Your spine is back in your body, but some advanced technologies remain. Your torso can now be crippled again, but your strength and damage threshold bonuses have been doubled. Oh, ah. You know, that would be a painful thing to do, you know what I mean? Have your spine, heart, and brain ripped out? Ugh. I wouldn't like that too much. So I get +2 strength. That's not bad. My strength was 5 before. That means I can carry more, right? Nah, it's not something ridiculous. It's only 10 more pounds. What's the heart perk? Let me see what the heart perk is. Where is it again? Perks. I forget which one it was. Heartless. Chems function at a higher level. Robots are now confused and do less damage.
You require some addition.
Oh, you can switch your spine back for the synth. Oh, so you can switch between at will, see? Your heart is back in your body, but some advanced technologies remain. You are less resistant to poison, and robots are only somewhat confused. But on the bright side, healing items are now twice as... Oh, okay. So you kind of get a medley of effects instead of, like, hard effects. I'll live with that. But now to get my brain back in... The thick red paste wore off. When did I use that? Alright, Dr. Klein waits. Make sure you're prepared to finish this once and for all. Well, it's a little bit too late to save. I'll save here. Just in case. Oh shit. Now this isn't ominous.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped?
Alright, I found my brain. I think you're past due for your lobotomy. You notice the pacification field is down. Alright, I found my brain.
I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again.
That's not happening. Some things we should discuss.
And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this Mojave place. A fertile testing ground for our experiments.
Alright. You think I am the lobotomite? No, for in my skull houses the brain of Mobius.
That is the most insane thing I've ever heard. There's no way Mobius would condescend to step inside you. Besides, there's no way such a thing could be accomplished. It's impossible.
Alright, nothing is impossible for science. Masons, lasers, atoms, brainwaves, all are at my command. Countless brain extraction surgery exist. Okay, let's do science of 100.
You speak the truth.
Oh, he gets scared.
Variation in your voice. It is Mobius. How dare you breach the think tank? And what do you want here?
Alright. I offer a deal. Stay here, stay put, and heal. I'll let you live.
That's no deal at all. There's a whole world beyond the crater, filled with ideas and possibilities. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it, prodded at it, made it squirm.
Alright. I'll permit you to do this for me.
Partner with you, my foe, my rival, my foremost critic? I have a strange sensation that I would like that. How odd. Very well, partner. The think tank is at your service as long as you do not destroy us.
Yes. Alright. There you go. I can leave the think tank. Can I go put my brain back in it? I don't know. How do I do that? I want to put my brain in. Guess I go downstairs again. What's happening? The music stopped.
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The Courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come.
I did?
Caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others.
What a good soul I am.
Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The Courier had scoured much of the Big Empty,
Yep.
although secrets still remained in the crater's depths. Perhaps that was for the best, however. Curiosity, while sometimes rewarded for its efforts, often proves to be equally dangerous.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone.
What did he do?
As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less
Didn't work.
success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
Good.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly
for him.
talking, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The biological research station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight.
That is
requested a
weird.
transfer
That is
to the
very
X-22
creepy.
Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours.
It is so creepy.
The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before.
Yeah, that one vault with the plant
The
people.
bookship continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated
Oh my God.
assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it.
Alright.
Eventually, it gained access to the magneto-hydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt
What
to scrub
the
the
hell?
clean clean. Once it learned of the innovative toxins plant, however, it gained
It's a
new
sink.
purpose. It sought to develop antitoxins to flush into its drains and counteract the poisons bleeding into the soil.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other Sync personalities decided enough was enough and
What?
dumped the toaster in a
Who has the hands for that?
Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgsville.
Yeah, that's a little robot.
It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except, he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty.
He cares so much about that.
Dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind Dio Jefferson eventually discovered a new sound. Silence. It only made him more filled with the blues than before. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names once too often.
What is this nonsense?
Left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear.
Good. That's why I
The
won.
Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses.
Yeah,
that
so I
had
guess
held
it's
prisoners for
animating
almost
them.
200 years.
They're dead. It's just a computer
As
system.
the courier made his way through the X8 facility, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. They eventually created new cyberdogs to root out commie traitors from the wasteland. Traitors like Betsy Bright, Richie Marcus. Although they couldn't seem to find any commies, so they turned on themselves.
Oh.
Howling sonic barks
Very
that
efficient.
echoed miles across the landscape.
The infiltration program in X-13 continued to scan for the subject and the stealth suit prototype long after the test was over. Frustrated and unable to find its lost technology, X-13 expanded its network of laser tripwires, sensors, and robo-brains out across Big Mountain. This glittering blue light beam forest cleanly bisected anything that entered its depths.
Yes.
Slicing them into small segmented parts for easy disposal.
So great.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts.
What?
And the
I took it with
courier's
me.
brain was more clever than most.
Dr. Klein.
I wanted to take it with me. I couldn't put it back in my head.
Unaware of the world outside, they looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond, although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it, well, the courier had already called dibs.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
Blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
That's interesting.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, Old World Blues took on a new meaning.
It meant a DLC
Where
with
once
endless
it was
dialogue.
as a form of sadness, nostalgia. It became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology